What is up, everyone? Taylor Torrance here. Welcome back to the journal. For those of you who are new here, this is my weekly series where I build my artist brand in public. I'm a music producer and a DJ, and I come here every single Monday here on YouTube to check in with you guys about what I'm up to, what I'm learning, challenges I'm facing, and all the lessons I'm learning along the way as I build my brand here in public. So coming to you this time from the International Departures Terminal at LAX, Los Angeles Airport, because I'm on my way in about an hour and a half to Amsterdam Dance Event. For those of you who don't know, it's actually the world's biggest dance music conference. It's a festival and a conference. There's panels, there's industry talks, there's club nights, there's a festival. And I'm playing and also attending the conference, so really excited for that. And I obviously am going to be documenting that whole experience as well. In these videos, this is more of a weekly check-in, not much happening on the screen. You guys can mostly just listen to the audio, but I also post about once or twice a month in-depth vlogs, stuff that's a lot more visually entertaining and all the behind-the-scenes stuff. So look out for that in a couple of weeks. But let's get into this episode of the journal, and we'll start with the brand growth speed run. So as of today, I am at 13,278 subs on YouTube, which is down 2 from last week. And on Instagram, I'm at 14,875, up 13 from last week. And on TikTok, we lost 2 this week, 1,261. I got to get on that. All right. So, honest personal life update. This is a cool one for me. This week I'm really proud this week of the progress that I've been making with my fitness. It's been a lifelong journey for me. Obviously, like for most of us, I've been a little inconsistent over the years, but the last 2 years or so, I really committed to upping my fitness, getting stronger, building some muscle, losing body fat, and I really feel like the last couple of months I've really locked in. And this week I definitely peaked. I've been cutting the last couple of months. I've been on a bit of a diet, trying to get as lean as possible, and yeah, I feel like this week I kind of really began to notice those differences. I feel like I'm in the best shape I've been since about 2017. So I'll put up here on the screen a shameless selfie of me in 2017 when I feel like I was in the best shape I had been in up till that point. And then I kind of got out of shape. And I'll put a before picture from about 2.5 years ago when I really doubled down and started committing again to this fitness journey. Wasn't looking good, but then I'll put up on the screen here what I was at maybe 2 days ago. I feel pretty good about where I'm at, so that's been a big win this week, a big personal win at least. All right, so projects and focus for the last 7 days. So the past week has been all about maximizing Amsterdam Dance Event, going into this experience with as much intention and just maximizing the experience, right? It's expensive, it takes a lot of time, it's a big journey, and I want to make sure that I'm getting the most out of it, right? And so for me, that's looked like planning everything out, making sure I have I'm not just wandering into each day with no plan. I've got every day planned out. I've got a massive calendar. I'll put it up here on the screen at the end of the video when we talk about what's coming up. But yeah, big calendar of events, really planning everything out. I'm playing a set on Wednesday, so I had to get my set ready for that. I'm playing entirely my music and a bunch of new stuff for the first time. I'm going to be actually pressing the play button overseas for the first time this week, so that's been exciting, finishing up all of that. And then also getting a bunch of demos ready for any A&Rs or label managers that I meet. That's going to be exciting. So just really preparing all of that stuff, and also just getting my head right to get in the mood to socialize, to connect with people. And whenever I go into something like this, I always think about going into every single interaction curious and wanting to learn about the other person. My goal is never to show anybody how cool I am or anything about me. My goal in every interaction is, what can I learn from this person? What are they like? Being curious about them and giving them my full presence, attention, energy, and really just giving them my full undivided attention in every conversation. That's always what I try to cultivate. So beginning into that mindset and just getting ready for this experience. So, all right, takeaway or learning from this week that's been helping me. I like this one. This one's cool. I'm excited to share this one with you. So the concept is not letting hard work get in the way of productivity. And that can sound counterintuitive, but let me explain. So a lot of times we can get so laser focused with the blinders on about what the task is in front of us. What do we have to do? What's the next piece of the grind? What's the next item on the to-do list I need to do? And just churning through those to-do list items without taking a breather, looking up, and separating the forest from the trees. And this whole aspect of hard work versus productivity requires us to say, well, what is productivity? Is it just getting things done on a to-do list? And what I've been learning, and what this really prompted me to think about, is that it's not. True productivity are the things that come into your life that allow you to take massive, significant steps forward, to build leverage, to take giant leaps and bounds, to develop a new direction, or to unlock new opportunities, or to level you up. And those things rarely happen when you are stuck on the hamster wheel of your to-do list. They happen when you say yes to a coffee or a networking event that you didn't really want to go to, but maybe you go anyway, and then when you're there, you meet the person who can make that really important introduction to you. Or you establish that connection through a conversation that you didn't even know you would have, that unlocks a new opportunity for you, right? Or establishes a new connection that can completely change the trajectory that you're on. Or just allowing yourself to rest a little bit, to put yourself into a headspace that can allow you to actually be creative and to come up with better ideas, or to assess the landscape and really question whether what you're doing is the most effective thing that you can do. When we're so stuck on the to-do list and the hamster wheel, we don't really ask these questions, and we don't put ourselves in a headspace to be as creative as we need to be to generate the best ideas for ourselves. And so I've been thinking about this a lot this week, because I used to have this mindset about Amsterdam Dance Event, about this week conference that I'm about to go on, where I never went before, so I've always not gone. And I used to have this mindset where it was like, I'm glad I'm not going. I can grind for a week in the studio, I can make a bunch of music, I can stay on my grind while everyone else is out in Amsterdam having fun. And I was thinking I was like somehow winning for that mindset, or like maybe it was just cope, but I thought that I was getting ahead when everyone else was like distracted, or not even competitively, or like, it's not a competition. It's just I was doing what was best for me instead of losing my opportunity to work harder because I was in Amsterdam. And I've been unlearning this by thinking, you know what, actually, me going to this event this week is going to be so much more productive in the true sense, because of the relationships and the connections and the opportunities that are going to come from this. It's going to be 100 times more productive, truly productive, than it would have been just sitting on my computer in my studio making music for a couple of hours every day. So yeah, just something to ponder on. I've been finding that one impactful, and it's going to stick with me. All right, so Q&A, question from last week. I want to do a question every week in this series, where if you guys have any questions for me, anything you want my opinion, my insights on, just want my take on, leave it in the comments of this video, and I will I come on here and answer. I'll choose one question to answer every week. So this week's question comes from Adam from the Czech Republic. He's got a cool question here. He said he started DJing about a year ago in October 2023. He had some cool gigs, played some festivals, went to Tomorrowland DJ camp, played some clubs, and now he's doing everything on his own since then. He's recording and filming his DJ sets, doing his marketing, doing his social media, video editing, content, music, and he feels like he's not getting where he wants to go, and he's distracted and overwhelmed by all of these things. And I can totally see that. My take on this is that each stage of this journey requires different tools, different strategies. And focusing on all of that stuff right at the beginning, I think is going to lead to you being burnt out and overwhelmed and just running on a hamster wheel, not getting ahead in any particular direction. I think at the very beginning, that first year or two, the best thing that you can do, Adam, is get really good at the craft of music production. The more that you can master that craft, the more that you can understand exactly how the DAW works, music theory, sound design, arrangement, better songwriting, and really just understanding and getting really proficient at the craft of music production. That is the first step. Because if you're doing content and marketing and networking, but you don't have an asset that you've built musically, the networking means nothing. The content means nothing. You have to have something good to market. And so develop that skill set first about that craft before you try to do all the other stuff. That's the first year or two. And then once you are proficient with music production, start putting out bootlegs. Bootlegs are, I think, the best vector for growth for a new artist because they're low stakes. You can put them out on SoundCloud. They're not going to be on Spotify forever, so you can take them off later on if you want to. You don't have to deal with a label. You can get it out immediately. And they're really good for growth because you can put a download gate on them, so people have to follow you and repost the song if they want to download it. And DJs like to play bootlegs because it's a familiar take, or it's a different take on something that the audience is familiar with. So they tend to crush on the dance floor. So bootlegs are great. Once you get proficient with music production, start putting out bootlegs every 2 weeks. If you can put out a bootleg every 2 weeks for a year, you will begin to develop an audience who's interested in your music through those bootlegs. And once you develop that audience, then you can start focusing, I think, on social media. And my take is when you do start to focus on social media, don't try to brand yourself in some crazy branded way. Focus on your personal brand, letting people get to know you and who you are, what your interests are, and let them get invested in you as a person. Those are the people who are going to show up to your gigs. They're going to buy your music. They're going to support you in those first couple chapters of your career. So let people get to know you and don't try to be too cool on social media. Just put out authentic content. And from that point, you'll begin to have built an audience who's invested in you and your music. And the last thing I'll say is that from that point, you'll probably begin to get some cool gig opportunities. And when you do, hire a professional videographer, get some really high quality content so that you can take that leap to start getting some professionally curated stuff onto your page. And from that point, you should be in a good spot. Now, we could talk about the later chapters of career growth later, but that is how I would navigate the first 2, maybe 2.5 years personally. So hopefully that helps, Adam. And for anyone else, if you have any questions for me, drop in the comments. I choose one every week. All right, so let's wrap this one up. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Like I said, what's coming up this week? Well, I'll put up on the screen my schedule for ADE. It's gonna be a cool one. I have crazy packed schedules. So Tuesday is just chilling, exploring the city. Wednesday I play and the conference. Thursday is the conference and the festival at night. Friday conference and festival. Saturday conference and festival. So lots of packed days. I'm gonna try to make it in the gym, but we got a packed schedule. As you can see, there's no way I could do all of this. It's impossibly packed actually, but excited for it. And the next time that I check in with you guys, it'll be from Amsterdam. I'll try to find a cool spot to post up and give you guys an update on how that week is going. And also look out for the vlog coming shortly after that. So hope to see you guys next week. And until then, ciao.